Stadium in Inglewood, California.
Jaime Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
It's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And able to get this out to the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
This one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. On first down, Wentz. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. For Kirk, there's a peek at the numbers in last week's game. 3 catches, 55 yards. On first and 10, here's Wentz.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game. Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And with the play clock running out, Sean McVay will take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Christian Kirk, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. This is the Oklahoma State one, Chris Carson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
From the gun, here's Watson. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think even more so, he's want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points. How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
1 yard line.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Down at the line of scrimmage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that is incomplete.
This is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
Now Cobb to return. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
The ball carried by the Washington.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
43-yard line. A gain of 4.
On 2nd down now. It's Carson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
To the 49.
Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings that they kind of...
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Rams have got it 30 away. Well, they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Akers, the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain. Brings up
from the gun. It's Wentz. This short throw caught by Goddard.
That's good.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. McKinney, the linebacker, picks it, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Chris Carson on the carry.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the...
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
49-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
A gain of a yard.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
At the 33-yard line.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 23 yards the pickup there.
first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on first is Wentz. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up second and 7.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
A loss of 12 brings up third down.
On third and long, it's Wentz. He's going to float this over the middle. At the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll run here with Akers. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cam Akers, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams add on to their lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. And it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And this carries into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? The last play got just a yard. Here's second and 9 from the 26. Steps away to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On third down, it's Carson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. It's the NFL. Anytime we watch 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly. So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Brings up second
from midfield. Here's Wentz. He's going to loft one deep over. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one good for 37 yards. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 10 more there and another first down. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll look to run with Akers. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams add on to their lead. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, They're locked into a groove. They're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything.
In the middle into traffic, and that's complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Watson on first down. A pass underneath for Carson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Texans, nothing.
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Taken about 7 yards deep and not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Houston set to take over. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They run again with Carson. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Chris Carson.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3-and-out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Allen! Cam Akers, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Chris Carson.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I think he's right there.
Well, you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
On the tackle.
2nd and 14.
Down back at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, it's Watson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Carson, a 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley.
Watson's pass.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
2nd and 12 now at the 44-yard line. They'll go again here with Akers. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Cam Akers, the ball.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll throw complete to Cam Akers. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden. Change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On first down, Carson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And the stop was Aaron Donald. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's 2nd down. Incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT.
Oh, my
CD, this defense, man, at this rate. They're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
And inches.
Quick throw out wide from Mariota. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
11 yards there, first down. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
He was brought down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, second and 8. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 8.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3. That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Defensively, they rallied the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for L.A., the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. So that'll do it for us. For